This is Jordan. Welcome to my channel. Story time about how my ex cheated on me and how I found out. So this was when I was like 21. So about 5 years ago or 6, I don't know. So this is when I was dating guys. It was not a great time for me, but anyway, I always suspected he was like cheating on me, but I never like had solid proof, and to this day I still don't have solid proof. But this is the story. So I never ever had a yeast infection ever, and I still never have until that one time. And this is not to say like people who are prone to yeast infections or BV is dirty or nothing. Like, shout out to y'all girls with BV. Just me, that's just my body. Like, I just never had a yeast infection. But this one time I had a yeast infection. I was with him. I'm like, what? First of all, I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't know what was happening. I'm like, I've never had this before. I've never experienced this before. And so I'm like, do you know what's happening? Like, I asked him, like, because, you know, we would be intimate. I'm like, I can't be intimate right now. I'm feeling uncomfortable. So he's like, oh, what's going on? I'm like, I think it's a yeast infection, but I don't know for sure. And he immediately goes, oh, are you cheating on me? I'm like, no. One thing I'm not is a cheater. Like, I might have a little emotional fling here and there, but not anymore. But being, in terms of like cheating physically, I've never done that. And at this time, I didn't know that, like, if you're being intimate with someone who's being intimate with someone else, that you can get like a yeast infection type of thing. And I'm like, no, that I haven't slept with anybody. And him sleeping with someone else didn't even cross my mind at that time because I just didn't know. But everything came back negative, but still I'm like asking my doctor, like, so why am I experiencing these symptoms? And she was basically like, it could be a yeast infection. So I'm like, all right, still to my knowledge, like, I don't know, like, because this is my first time having a yeast infection. And she's telling me like, oh, you can get it like from like your soaps changing, because my body's not prone to it. So I'm like, why is this happening to me? She's like, your soaps changing, your body's changing, your pH changing, your period, affecting your hormones or whatever. I'm like, okay. And none of that was happening at the time. And so time went on. I still like was like, I don't know what happened. It wasn't until months later where I'm like, he was acting very suspicious at this time. I just still never found out like hard evidence. And I'm like, are you sleeping with someone? Like, I just casually asked him. And, you know, I could tell when someone's lying. He was just lying up and down, straight up. Just straight up lying. I'm like, so that time I had that yeast infection, like, were you sleeping with this person? Like, were you intimate with someone else? Like, what was going on? He's like, no. I still think it was you who was sleeping around. Okay. What confused me was, like, if you think I'm sleeping around, why you didn't confront me? Like, why did you stay with me if you think I'm sleeping around? Like, really? I'm the type of person to just go off of my gut, because, like, I'm not gonna go around looking for evidence. Like, that's not what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna listen to myself. And I'm glad I did, because I was going on dates with people while I was with him. Mind you, I've never had evidence that he actually cheated on me at this time. And whatever he found out, I was doing all that stuff. And he broke up with me. It was like that type of relationship where we broke up and like got back together like all the time. So like even after he broke up with me, we still like messed around with each other. But like I was still like emotionally connected with someone else. And so I was like, I really don't care about this relationship. And eventually we just stopped talking altogether. And remember, this was back in 21 because TikTok was not around, I don't think. Anyways, I wasn't on TikTok at this time. And it wasn't until I saw a TikTok video that said like this girl was experiencing the same thing. Like, she's never had a yeast infection, and she found out she got it from her partner cheating on her. So I'm like, this man really sat in my face telling me that I was cheating just for him to cheat. Like, What? So y'all, if there's something going on with your body that's not normal, I would suggest getting an STD test ASAP. And this is just to educate y'all. STDs are not you being dirty and how you're, you know, you sleep around. It has nothing to do with that. Like, I was in a committed relationship, and that could have easily happened to me because he was out here cheating. But it ended up being nothing that serious. But at the end of the day, even if you're in a long-term committed relationship, I still feel like you have that responsibility to take care of yourself, because at the end of the day, it's you who you have to look out for. It's not them. It's not how would they look at me? What would they think of me? So what? Oh, we don't cheat on each other. We're faithful to one another. That's what you may think. I'm not saying that your relationship is not, like, you know, a faithful one. I'm just saying, like, put yourself first. I'm saying put yourself first. That's all I'm saying. It's having an STD is not like you being dirty, even if it does happen to you, because people in committed relationships get STDs. It's not them sleeping around. It's not. The stigma against STDs really has to be done with, because that's really the most harmful thing that's coming out of it. Because the more stigma there is against STDs, the more people are afraid to get tested. And there's treatment for everything nowadays. So a general rule of thumb for me is, if I'm single and, you know, dating around and being intimate with people, I get tested every 6 months. If I'm in a committed relationship, I get tested every 8 months to 1 year. Again, if I'm being intimate with someone, and if that's the only thing we're doing, I just, you know, casually bring it up, because we're grown. It's a conversation that you should be having if you want to be safe, especially since intimate with women, there's not a lot of protection that we can use, but there is stuff available. There's dental dams. I think that's it, really. I've heard people also use just like not skin to skin, like just use a strap, I guess. No oral, nothing. I guess that's a form of protection. I guess it's, if you want to take care of yourself and that's the way you want to, then I'm all for it. As long as you're protecting yourself and the other party knows and consents, I'm all for it. I support. Now, if you're sleeping with a man, please always use a condom, because we got too many children on this planet. That was kind of a joke, but you never know, like, and there's so many options available to you. If you're hetero, or if you sleep with men, or if you sleep with people that have that genitalia, use a condom. There's female condoms too. I think I used that like one time. It wasn't for me, but if it's for you, it's for you. I love it. As long as you're using something. If someone's proactive about their sexual health, it's more attractive to me, to be honest, instead of like that, oh, let's play a gamble. That's not fun for me. That's not fun for me. And even if it's like a spur of the moment type thing, if you're a woman loving woman and like there's nothing available to you, you can use a condom. Just cut it up into like a square. I've done that once. It works. It's fine. But if you trust the person you're with and you're willing to take that risk, then I support you. It does feel kind of odd, like going into the store knowing that I'm gay and like getting condoms. I'm like, trans women exist and we love the dolls. We love them. But like, that's my mentality too. Like, I have to get that out of that mentality, because no one's worried about what I'm buying at the store. No one's worried about that I'm gay buying condoms. Like, who cares? No one's watching. No one cares. My biggest tip for that is go to a big department store and go to self-checkout and get your little condoms. No one's watching you. Thanks for watching.